Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're still completing example 3, factoring using decomposition. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a really important topic, so we're spending a lot of time on this. Want to make sure we get a real understanding of this. Okay, so I know it is repetitive, and some people may have it, but we really want to make sure that we got this. Okay, so the sum we're looking for is going to be of the b value, which again is -5, right? And then we want to make sure the numbers multiply together to give us a times c, which is 6 times -6. 6 times -6, which we know is equal to, -36 is what we're trying to get to here, right? -36. Okay. So what would those numbers be? Let's think about two numbers that we can add together to give us 36. So it's either 1 and -36, not going to work. 2 and -18, that would give us -16, that doesn't work. Let's try 3 and -12, that gives us -9, that doesn't work. Let's try 4 and -9, so 4 and -9, if we add them together, it gives us -5, and we've just found them, right? So -5 is equal to -9 plus 4. And -9 multiplied by 4 gives us -36. And we're all set. So we found them, right? So you got to list those factors. I did that on top of my head. You can do that on scrap paper, whatever works for you. So remember, the -5 is going to be split to -9 plus 4. So we got -9x plus 4x, right? That's what decomposition is. And then we factor. So I'm going to recopy this for a minute. And the 6x and then 9x we're going to factor. So the greatest common factor between 6x squared and 9x, this is what we learned in the previous sections, is going to be 3x. So we have 3x, and what's left over? Well, 3x times 2x gives us 6x squared, and 3x times -3 gives us -9x. And then we have the 4 and the 6. We're going to factor out the GCF there, and the GCF there is only 2. Not only 2, but it's 2, leaving us with 2x minus 3. Because 2 times -3 is -6. And there we are. So basically, we're doing what we learned in multiplying two binomials. We're doing it backwards. That's what factoring is, right? Okay? In the reverse order. So I'll rewrite this. And remember, the two GCFs that we factor out becomes the first factor, and the next two that are the common become the second factor. All right, let's look at the next one. The next one's interesting. We have two variables this time, done the same way. Not to worry. We're still only going to use the coefficients to figure out how we're going to break apart, right? So we have 15x squared plus 17xy minus 4y. So work through it, similar fashion. Just ignore the variables for now. But when you do have a variable squared at the beginning, so still consider that a, and then we have a xy, can still consider 17 your b, and then the y squared, still consider your 4 your c. So just ignore them for the time being. All right. Let's see if we can get two numbers multiplied together to give us 15 times -4, which is -60, added together to give us 17. That's our goal right now. So remember, we're trying to get positive 17. That's our goal. And we're trying to get 15 times -4. So 15 times -4 is obviously going to be 60. negative 60, sorry. So obviously the larger number has to be positive because we have positive 17, and the smaller number is going to be negative. So if we try 60 and 1, that would give us obviously 59, right? If we had 2 and 30, that would give us 2 and 30 would give us 28. No good. But when we get to 20 and 3, that's going to work because 20 multiplied by negative 3 gives us negative 60, and 20 plus negative 3 gives us negative 17. So we got it. Simple as that. So you just got to look at your factors, right? So 17 is equal to 20 plus negative 3, right? 20 plus negative 3, and 17, or sorry, and 20 multiplied by negative 3 is equal to negative 60. Simple as that. There we go. So let's do it. So, oh, I'm not sure what I did there. Sorry about that. So it's going to be equals 15 x squared plus 17 xy minus 4 y squared and we're going to break up the 17 into 20 and 3. 20 and minus 3, sorry. So it's going to be 20xy minus 3xy, and again the order is not going to matter. You can do it in any order you wish. Alright. So we'll recopy this. And remember, find the GCF here. So the GCF in here is going to be, it's going to be 5x, right? So we have 5x bracket. What are we left over with? We got 3x plus, and we didn't take the 20y, so we're going to have 4, because 4 times 5 is 20. The x is gone, and we're left with the y. So it's going to be 5x bracket 3x plus 4y. All right. And the next one, we'll have, remember the negative 3 has to come out. There's no number going to come out, so we'll have a negative 1. And both have a y, so we'll take a y out. All right. So it's going to be minus y, or minus 1y if you wish. Minus 1y bracket, which leaves you with 3x. Oh, 3x plus, and it was 4y, multiply that, so it'll be just 4y, right? Which are the same, which is what we needed. All right, so the GCFs come out and make 1, and then the common term is the second, and it's as easy as that. So rewrite that. It's going to be 5x minus 1y, or you can just put minus y at this point now. And you can put the 1 if you want, doesn't make a difference. And then we have the common factor, which is 3x plus 4. We're done. That's it. So that's it for example 3. There's some check your understanding questions you can take a look at. There's an A and a B, and there's the answers here. All right, so you can try those on your own. There's a couple of them just to work on. We'll be doing some more when we do the practice questions from the textbook, but really try to get a handle on those, okay? And then we'll go from there. So in the next video, what we'll do is we'll look at example 4, finding unknown coefficients when we factor. So you notice there's a h there. How do we find that value? Okay, and that's what we'll do in example 4. We probably can get that done now. There's some time, so let's give it a try. So example 4, we have some time, so let's continue with this. Example 4, we need two numbers multiplied together to give us 36. So 9 times 4 equals 36. So we need two numbers multiplied together to give us 36, and we need two numbers added together to give us h. Right? That's our goal here. So it says how many integral values, so we're looking for integer values that will work. So basically just factors of 36 are going to work for that, right? So whatever our factors are 36, we know it's going to be 1 times 1 and 36, sorry. 1 and 36. So 1 plus 36 equals 37. So 37 is going to work for h, right? And then you just list all the factors. So then we have 2. Oh, steal this. So we have 2 and 18. So 2 plus 18 is equal to 20, right? And again, these could be the negative values. So it could be 37 or negative 37, right? And it can be negative 37 because it could have been negative 1 times negative 36. So it's plus or minus, essentially, right? So, and negative 1 multiplied by negative 36 is equal to 36. So negative 1 plus negative 36 is equal to negative 37. And that will work for all the factors. So essentially, it can be plus or minus 37, basically, right? And that goes for all of these that we're going to list. So we got 3 and 12. So we got 3 plus 12 is 15. So plus or minus 15. So plus or minus 20. So plus or minus 15, right? So plus or minus 37. We should put up there too. And you just keep listing the factors, right? Next two factors are 4 times 9. So 4 plus 9 is 13. So plus or minus 13 works. And then we have 6 and 6, right? So we have 6 times 6 gives us 36. So 6 plus 6 is 12. So plus or minus 12. So the integral values of h, the integrals of h are, and I'll put them in order, plus or minus 12, 13, 15, 20, and 37, right? So any of these values will allow this to factor nicely because they're all the factors of 36, okay? And there's a check your understanding question that will go with that. This one wasn't as many, but there's your answer. And then there's some homework questions that go along on page 177. I'm going to be giving you more as well. It says all the odd letters. I recommend doing all of them. I know it says all odd letters. I do them all unless you got this perfectly. Practice will help with these. So in the next video, we will we'll continue on and we'll work with 3.7. And we're going to look at some multiplying strategies. All right. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys again soon.